Rothy Jug Fox here. I'm going to continue what if Deku was in Mr. Hop's playhouse. And so where we left off is where a boy with freckles was sleeping in his room, but suddenly he jolts awake. Looking around in sudden confusion, he realizes it's still night outside. So he tries to go back to sleep and tries to hold one of the three plushies. Realizing that they're all gone, he looks up, seeing his door cracked a bit, worried that his father may have snuck into his room and stolen his new things, like he always did when he was growing up still. After a little bit, he has the guts to get out of bed and walk in the halls, because he knows he's not allowed to. Mentioned in the previous video, I said that the boy's father locks him in his room while the nana goes and opens it in the morning. So he was quite shocked when the door was open, so he went looking around. He had a strange feeling that his house felt bigger in some way. He goes into his mother's room. After a little bit, he looked inside as his eyes adjusted to the darkness. He sees no one is there. No medical equipment, nothing. Not even a person even laying on the bed. He goes into his nana's room. No one is there. He goes into the living room, looks on the couch fearfully. No one is there. As he hears footsteps, and suddenly he hits behind the sofa, quivering and shaking in fear, as he sees an arm covered in black fur walking around. An arm covered in black fur, stretched out, grabbing something, then ushering it back. Sorry for background noises. And then he hears footsteps. Before he knew it, the boy had an urge to run out the house, as his urge was immediately covered in fear as he tries to open the door. The door was locked, which was surprising to him, even though he never goes out at night. After a little bit, he ushers around the house trying to look for his family and the keys, because once he was looking at the door, he saw keyholes. One, perhaps, that looks oddly strange, but he always remembers seeing. It was a key in the shape of a locket. The same locket that his mother always wears around her neck. So he ushers back silently to his mother's room. Looking around, he immediately ducks under the bed after hearing more footsteps. Once he goes in, he sees a pair of orange feet with stripes and white at the bottom. As he continues to look after the feet walked away, as he covered his mouth after hearing someone bang their arm against the wooden walls. After that, he was jolted, almost yelping in a bit of fear, but kept his composure and walked on. As he continued looking around, he suddenly made dashes to dark corners where he could hide easily, not knowing what, but always seeing a figure or some part of it, like the arm covered in black fur, the orange striped feet, and now he sees a torso that he remembers quite well, a torso of one of the plushies that he accidentally stole from the donation box. As he thought that it must have been a curse that he must have put on himself and his family for taking those plushies from the person. Or maybe it's the person's quirk. Whoever steals plushies gets cursed with immediate bad luck and gets hunted by said plushies. Without a thought, in the morning he will bring the plushies back to the donation box and put them away. Even though it hurts his heart, he knows that it was the right thing to do. It was the wrong thing to steal those plushies in the first place. After a while, he hears more footsteps, but not ones that he normally hears. And at the walls, he hears someone scratching at the walls. Without any notice, he hears the doors of the cupboards that he was in fly open, and after that he sees his Nana in front of him. He was about to say her name before she covers his mouth and puts a finger over her lips, saying shh, as she ushers the boy outside, where not is all it seems. The Nana ushers him outside, locking the door behind him. Locking the door behind her. As the Nana gives the boy a hug and whispers to his ear that they can't stay in this apartment anymore, that she saved up enough money for them both to go into a house where they could be safe. When the boy asked what about his parents, the Nana looked nervously and said that they are already taken by the beast. Now that they're after me and you, mainly you because of your innocent soul. Now, let's leave before they notice that we're gone. As they were leaving, the boy noticed that the apartment complex looks more different. Instead of the white, clean walls that he normally sees, he sees a bit of the roof collapse, the doors molded and broken inwards, as he doesn't understand. Once he always goes here, because the place always looks, and as people always say, the place always looks so new, like it was built, but now it looks, to him, run down, like no one lives there. And when he asked his Nana about it, she said that she used her quirk to make the buildings look new, even though there was no one inside. The Nana always tells when people lies. That's what he was told about her quirk, that I will always tell her the truth when people lie. So he finds it strange that she is now telling him that she can manipulate buildings that look that are abandoned and make them look new. So he lets go of his Nana's hand. In a sudden urge, he felt like he was in danger. Without warning, the boy's Nana rushes to him. Her fingers turn into claws, teeth jagged and sharp. and once was originally his nice, sweet, caring Nana, turned into the vicious bunny known as Mr. Hops, as the boy immediately runs and runs and runs. Without any warning, the boy accidentally jumps off the balcony of the apartment, screaming as he lands in the garbage. That's where the boy stays the night, hidden among the garbage. In the morning, the boy wakes up and starts running in his pajamas. So he starts running and running, not being able to look back in fear that he will see those plushies. He realizes what the other two figures were. The one arm that was covered in black fur, it must have been Mrs. Bow. The other orange feet with black stripes must have been Mr. Stripes. As people were surprised when they see a boy in his pajamas running, non-stop running. So some people called the authorities, but before the police could get there, the boy was already gone. And that's all for today.